Hey everybody, and welcome back to Dicing with Death. So, you have made it back to the cavern, back to the secret base, and with you is Holden, Brandon, and Rich. And the three of you are standing out, four of you are standing near the burned out log, looking at each other. And at which point Holden says, "So, you really think that wagon was magically enchanted?"
I don't know. You saw what I saw.
Hmm. You you giving kisses to everyone that gets hurt in battle? And you see him pull out his warhammer like he's gonna hit himself. Because I've got a feeling I'm gonna be hurt real soon.
I give him a wink. Why don't you hit yourself and see what happens?
He whaps himself in the foot and goes down on one leg. Oh, my ankle! I think it's broken.
Nope, not feeling it.
Oh, damn it! He gets back to his feet.
Maybe the spirit of Bellum will overtake me tomorrow.
Cool. So, is there anything you have?
Falstaff took off with the wagon.
Yeah, he took the wagon and the two horses.
Just realizing I could totally memorize the detect magic tomorrow, but maybe it'll be more amusing if he blows himself up.
Is there anything you would like to do, or are you just going to sit around and wait for orders?
I think I'll sit around and wait for orders. I'm flat broke at the moment. I think for the short term, I will be, hanging around with this band of miscreants and treating their cat scratches, apparently.
There we go. Coolio indeed.
I do, yeah. I mean, I'm finding myself fairly aligned with their cause. Yeah, society's dejected warriors getting what's theirs.
Okay.
So I do feel like I've been guided by divine intervention to help this band of men.
To be honest, I didn't expect you to line yourself with them at all. I thought you would fight them and kill them.
Really?
Did not prepare quests for this.
You prepared other quests, though?
Absolutely. I always come to the table completely prepared. It's not like I've made up today's entire session on the spot without any thought to where any of this will go.
Yeah. But I think ultimately I would like to embolden these men.
Okay.
And militarize them. Take over the world. We'll see. So now it's cat scratches.
Yeah. You guys go down into the camp, down to the base, and about 2 hours later, it's evening now. The sun is setting. There is a man that comes down covered in blood and panting, and kind of more or less collapses to the ground out of exhaustion.
Shit. And here I wasted my cure light wounds on a cat scratch. Mm-hmm. I rush over to him and do what I can with my healing skills.
Okay. Yeah, you start binding his wounds and stuff. He doesn't question.
Do I recognize the man?
Yeah, he's one of these other guys that are here that you never caught his name. He's just one of the dudes. And Rich, who seems to kind of be the second in command, maybe it's him or Holden. I don't know. They both seem to be vying for second in command position. Mm-hmm. Rich comes over and goes, Jacob, what happened? And he pantingly goes, we were south of Ritulay, and we had an ambush set up, ambushed some guys, and riders came down the road, knights on horseback from Ritulay. Just ran right through the three of us. I managed to get away. The others didn't. They're dead. And there's an exchange of looks between everybody. Silence falls over the group.
Yeah. I probably am lost in my work.
Okay.
focusing on the bandaging. Do you want me to roll any checks? I can't actually heal him. I think all I can do is apply
You,
bandages and
you,
increase
yeah, you
his
tend to
healing
his
rate.
wounds. Yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Holden speaks up and says, "Well, we ought to figure out what's going on in Ritulay. Maybe, maybe they've got our faces on a piece of paper. Maybe they just know what's going. Maybe they just know our plans. Maybe there's a spy in and amongst us." And there's a bunch of chatter, and then everyone's eyes settle on you.
I give them a smile. Well, you've certainly not made secret your intentions. Every man you rob on the road goes back to town, telling stories of the beleaguered men.
Yeah, but we haven't seen any real organized offense against us until you showed up. Actually, we haven't seen any organized offense at all until the day after you showed up.
You know what else happened the day I showed up? You
Hmm.
hung a man from a tree.
There's a murmur sweeps the crowd, and Holden goes, "Yeah, it's true. It's true. Two might be connected, you say? Hung a man from a tree. You show up. Others show up. What do you have to say for yourself?"
Nothing other than without me at your side, you'd be truly fucked.
And what do you bring to the table that we can't do for ourselves?
That, and I point to the bandaged man. You need a woman's touch around here.
Women's touch. Bullshit.
Shall we wait for Falstaff to return? Or are we off to Ritulay?
Rich speaks up and says, "Well, now, I've seen her do her things. If she was really an agent of the enemy, I don't think that she would have returned with that cart and given us all that gold." He pulls out a bag. You didn't notice when Falstaff had passed it off to him. He shakes it and plops it on the ground. Must be 80, 90 gold in here. If she was really an agent of the enemy, I don't think she would have brought back any money at all. Maybe a few coins, maybe some story about how she got robbed on the road. I don't think an agent of the enemy would outright support our cause with cash.
Unless I'm a very good agent, and I knew that you would draw those conclusions. So I brought back the cash to earn your trust even greater.
He looks at you and falls quiet.
Say, look, clearly one of the local lords is finally listening to his people and standing up against you. The last thing you need right now is dissent in your ranks.
There's nods of approval throughout the group.
If you don't want me here, I'm happy to leave, but the way I see it, I am a blessing from the gods to you beleaguered men.
Well, blessing from the gods, says Holden. What do you suppose we do now?
I'm just here to keep you alive. Don't we take orders from Falstaff?
Guess we should wait for him.
Assuming he hasn't blown himself to pieces.
The wounded man speaks up and says, "The others didn't get away, but that doesn't mean they're dead. They rode through us like hot knives through butter. But I could have sworn when I saw Jibber Jabber go down that he was still breathing. If they know where we are, they could be here tonight. They could be here tomorrow."
Do we have watches set up? I look to Holden and Rich.
They shake their heads. "No, but it doesn't matter. If they know where we're here, they could put together a couple of nights. I mean, we're all warriors here, but I mean, plate mail,
A knight is just a
well-trained
warrior.
soldiers."
Don't put too much stock in their training. A knight's just a warrior who's better funded. We take a couple of them down, you could wear some plate mail. And I nod to Rich.
Take a couple of them down. What do you know of combat? Do you know how hard it is to actually hurt someone when they're encased in a suit of iron armor?
Clang,
They've
clang,
metal skin.
clang.
How do you get through that shit?
I would say something here about how my Warhammer is perfectly designed to puncture through plate, but the Dungeons and Dragons system doesn't actually account for that. So
Actually, if you probably take a look in the combat and tactics,
yeah,
Warhammer's probably get a bonus to creatures and plate.
yeah.
Not that we've ever used those rules, but we probably could. I would like to. One day.
One day.
One day soon.
I think those just do slash unless there's like a special rule about Warhammer specific or about the weapon specifically. Typically, it's just slashing, piercing, bludgeoning have different ACs in combat tactics.
Some weapons actually get bonuses to certain things.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So Rich says, "Well, why don't we send someone out there? Zed is off in the other town. Maybe we could send someone into Ritulay, see what's up, see if they're getting ready to come out here and get us."
I'll volunteer to go in case we can find their bodies and do anything for them. Plus, the authorities won't recognize me, but I could use some support.
Silence for a moment, and then Brandon says, "I can go with you." And he takes off his longbow and his quiver, takes off his studded leather armor, sets it all down, and just, shakes out his clothes, which are stinky and gross. Looks to you and goes, "Usually we dress like peasants when we want to go into town." He looks you up and down. "But it's your call. I mean, it's your funeral, really."
I think it's more like my funeral if I'm if I'm not in armor, but I take it off nonetheless and get in my common clothes.
There are shouts and jeers and catcalls as you start taking it off.
I'm probably wearing super boring medieval underpants underneath, and there's
totally, but still, I mean,
yeah.
13 hotness woman in a den of thieves undressing her armor.
As long as none of them get handsy, we're fine.
Okay. So
according to the combat and tactics, Warhammer does get a +1 bonus versus plate armor, but
nice. Which makes it only slightly better than Splint.
I think I would consider Splint plate armor. No? Oh, guess not.
No.
Plate armor is just plate mail, full
3/4 plate, field plate, full plate.
Okay.
Breastplate, leg plate, crotch plate.
All right. So I get into my common clothes.
Did you leave your Warhammer behind?
That seems stupid. This is how you die. What is Rich bringing?
Nothing.
Just really nothing.
Nothing. I mean, like a purse at his side.
Okay, let's call this recon.
All right. He climbs up the ladder and heads out into the evening light.
I travel with him.
Okay. Rich says, "So how do you want to do this? You want to go to see if we can find the bodies? You want to head straight for the city? You want to come in from the other side?"
I nod. Maybe there's something I can do for the men.
Okay. And he sets off through the woods, beating a path towards partway between Lilithma and Ritulay. Right. And you follow closely behind. He seems to know the way, as if there's like an unseen trail that will lead him directly to where the ambush was planned. And
I look for signs, I guess, like see if there's anything that he could possibly be using, or if it's just muscle memory. Oops. +8, so 24.
Nice. You do not spot any signs. As far as you can tell, it is muscle memory. You make it to the road. It is well dark by that time, but you do find yourself on the road. And he looks around and make some perception checks. You can do the same if you'd like. Nope.
No.
None of you guys see any signs of a struggle or signs of bodies or blood or anything.
Should we backtrack a bit and make sure it wasn't like backtrack? I suggest we backtrack a couple 100 feet and see if they were that way. Otherwise, let's get to Ritulay.
He nods and heads that way with you for a little bit. You guys look around and you don't see any corpses.
Right.
He says no, they either took them alive or at least took their bodies back.
Yeah, to Ritulay it is.
Okay.
I'll ask him if he knew these men well.
He nods. Served with them for years.
Hmm.
We all
What are
know
their
each other
names?
well. In fact, you're the only one we don't know. You want to tell me a little about yourself?
I guess yeah, I'm from Hamlet. Parents were working class folk, raised horses. Pretty boring life, actually. Until Bellum found me.
I mean, you guys chat along the road as you go.
Yeah.
You get into Ritulay well after night, probably around 4 or 5 in the morning. Actually, the sun should be coming up fairly soon when you guys approach. There's a small palisade wall around the whole of Ritulay, and nailed to the front of the wall, right next to the door, is a man. And when Brandon sees him, because there's some lanterns outside illuminating the road, he gives a gasp and then stifles it because he knows there's people watching, guards watching, but nudges you and says,
I put a hand on his shoulder. Yeah, that's who.
What did I give the guy's name earlier?
I asked him his names and I don't think he gave them to me.
I did. His name was. It was really stupid. It was like Flippy Flop or something. That's Flippy Flop. He says. You see, he's basically like crucified onto it, arms apart, head is like cocked to the side. He might be dead. He might be alive. You're not sure. Feet nailed to each other. And there's a sign down below that you can barely read in the half light of the lantern, which says "Bandits beware."
I'll walk up to him and look at him. Is he still alive?
No, definitely not. There is a guard at the gate though as you approach.
Okay, so I don't even get towards
I mean,
him.
you can walk up to him. He's like, if there's the gate, he's just next to the gate.
Yeah, so I will walk immediately up to the man and look at him.
The guard says,
unflinchingly,
"We caught some of them bandits earlier today. You guys wouldn't be bandits, would you? Coming into town late at night like this?"
I stare directly at him, locking gaze with my cold blue eyes.
Just some humor. Gallows humor. Or, crucifixion humor as it may be.
Is it just the one guard?
Just the one guard on the outside. God knows what's on the inside of the wall.
Yeah.
It's kind of late for you people to be coming into town.
You killed this man?
Not myself, but we killed this man in a very philosophical sense. You killed this man.
Every brigand or guard or soldier in this campaign is super philosophical, huh?
It's the sign of the times, man.
Yeah. Doing the Lord's work, I say.
Mm-hmm. Keeping them roads clear. Can't have people getting robbed left, right, and center. Won't do. Folks gotta eat. Folks gotta live. Bandits ain't nothing but, trash on the side of the road that needs to be swept up.
Mm-hmm. I look to Rich. What's he
Brandon.
doing? Brandon.
He scratches his head and goes, can we go in? It's been a really, really long walk. We come from Darden, left Lilith a little bit, a few hours back, many hours back.
Darden is south of. Okay, wait, we're on the wrong side of town, aren't we?
No, you're coming up from the south.
We came in. Okay,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We thought we would make it here a little bit sooner, but being the travelers we are, we don't know this area too well. Someone said Ritulay was just a couple miles past the Lilfma, and well, they fucking lied to us. We've been out here all night. Could really use a place to rest. The guard nods and goes to open the gate, and as he does so, he goes, "So, where are you folk originally from?" To which, after a moment's pause, Brendan speaks up and says, Oaksteed. Oaksteed, far to the south. Guard nods again. Goes, all right, well, come on in. I see you're unarmed. Welcome. And you guys come into Ritulay. It's a medium-sized town, medium to large-sized town. Palisade wall around it, which is about 20 feet tall. A lot of three-story buildings in here. It seems like the town grew, but then there was a wall around it, and then when it continued to grow after that, instead of expanding outward, it just expanded upward. So you have a lot of fairly tall buildings for medieval days. Maybe 50 feet, a stone's throw from the gate, is a three-story tavern with a small light going on the common floor ground floor common area. The guard nods in that direction, says you can get a bed and some food there, although I doubt you'll get any hot food at this hour. And as you step inside the gate, you notice that there are 3 other guards inside the gate. One of them appears to be asleep, leaning against the wall, like sitting and leaning against the wall, and 2 others are playing cards by lantern light, who don't even pay you any attention.
So after we walk a little ways into town, I say, well, you know what happened.
That's one, but where's the other, he says.
Prisoner?
Prisoner? Maybe the other side of the gate? Or other side of the wall? One on your side?
That. Should we verify?
He nods.
Okay.
You're a little bit prettier than I am. Maybe you should talk to them.
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
You make your way through town. The main road goes all the way through, although it winds and weaves a little bit here and there. You find yourself at the center of town after 20 minutes of traveling through the area. The center of town has a few people out here. It seems to be ladies that are up before the sun rises, getting, doing work for the day.
I thought you were going to say ladies that are up after the sun sets.
No. These appear to be, mothers and wives and folks that, don't do, they're taking care of the household duties. They're gathering water. A couple of them are even washing clothes. They're still speaking kind of softly because they know lots of people are asleep, and they're considerate folk. As compared to the roosters that live outside. Fucking rooster, man.
Oh, wait, in Vietnam, I thought.
Did you know roosters don't crow when the sun comes up? They start crowing at 3 in the morning. They fucking crow from 3 in the morning until the sun comes up. Not like consistently, but like 2 or 3 times, and then nothing for like an hour, and then they do it again, and then nothing for like 45 minutes, and it's just like, seriously?
It's like an alarm clock. So are they about to start crowing?
They should start in half an hour or so. Motherfuckers. Anyway, you keep making your way through the town, and you find that the place is mostly 2-story buildings, at least along the main road, and a few 3-story buildings. The temple here looks magnificent. It is made out of stone all the way to the top, and it has a gilded spire pointing towards the heavens. It's probably the most elaborate temple you've ever seen in your life. The front doors appear to be plated in silver, and they each have a guard out front that is awake and alert. The area in front of the temple seems to be lit, although you see no source of light.
I'll stop here after I take care of my business. So I'm going to head to the south gate of town. Is it closed?
North gate of town.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Backwards. Head to the north gate of town.
You get to the north gate of town. It is closed, and like the previous one, you see 3 guards
I instruct
on
Brandon.
the inside.
Yeah, okay. I instruct Brandon to go away, like a couple hundred feet away.
He disappears into an alleyway.
All right. I approach the men. Say, excuse me.
Yeah, what? Oh, hello.
I heard you caught some of those bandits yesterday.
Yes, sir. Yes, him. We got two of them.
Bastards robbed my husband's cart just a few weeks back. When they say you nailed him to the gates.
One of them got him nice and good too. Shame he was
Was
dead already.
only one?
The other one, well, he's down in the dungeons. We'll nail him to the gates when we're done with him.
Hmm. I was hoping I might see. Awfully salty about what they did to my husband.
Wait till the sun comes up. Head to the south gate. Walk
Oh,
outside and take a look at your left.
it's
You'll see
not
him.
it's not this one here. I point to the
He
gate.
shakes his head.
Oh, well, thanks for your good work. I'm sure you will be rewarded. And
Just
I
doing
give
my
him a
job,
nod,
ma'am.
and I walk away from the gate.
Okay. As you walk away, Brandon sneaks up behind you and joins you. Says, "What?
Eh, He's still alive for now in the dungeons.
Oh shit! I used to be a guard down in the dungeons.
They,
Long time ago. Different lifetime.
from the sound of it, he's currently being tortured.
Yeah, that's what I would have been doing.
What do you think?
Well, we either abandon our fortress, move on to somewhere else, or we try and break him out or put him down. You feel like getting in a fight and getting arrested?
Oh, You mean you mean getting in a fight to get arrested?
Mm-hmm.
Is it that simple? A lady like me, I don't know that they'd just throw me in the dungeon.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd throw you in the dungeon either. If we did it in front of the right guy, right guard, there's a few good men here. Captain of the guard is a good man. He'd make sure nothing. I mean, I can't say what would happen to you once you were down there, but you'd see that none of the guards molested you before you got locked up.
I nod.
All right. Well, he definitely can't see me, but his name is Tom Halderbash. And unless he's been moved, his house should be down that street. Here, I'll show you the way. And he walks with you down a street for a while, brings you to the front of a house. The sun is just starting to rise at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It's a two-story building. He says this should be his house. Now, I don't know how you want to go about getting yourself arrested, but do it in front of this man, and you should be okay.
All right.
And again, that was
I'm
5 years ago. A lot can happen to a man in 5 years, but you'll be fine. You got that, what, power of your God with you?
I suppose. All right. I rearrange my clothes. I want to find a way to tuck my small mirror somewhere inside my clothes that wouldn't get stolen. So, like, if I
I
can
mean, you've
find
got a
a way to.
belt around your waist, so you could just, if you cinch your belt up nice and tight, you could put it between your belt and your body, and it wouldn't
Yeah,
really
maybe if
move.
I can pull like a loose thread from one of my clothes or something to like tie it to the inside of the belt or something like that, so that it will be secured.
Sure.
Something like that.
Yeah, you
Let's see.
take a few moments and do that.
All right. Let me.
Brandon walks off and says, "When the sun comes up, I'll head back to the fort. Make sure everyone evacuates. I'll come back tomorrow. See what happens. I'll be around.
I nod. I
Uh,
tuck my
there's a,
holy symbol inside my shirt.
I'll be at there's a tavern. It's called the armor class.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there probably in 24 hours or so.
I
Take
nod.
care." And he disappears into the dawn. So what do you do?
Guess I'm standing in front of this supposed captain of the guard's house, thinking about what I'm going to do. Is this a fairly busy street?
It's not busy at all right now.
Are there people out? There's no one at all.
There's a
Or
few people getting up and walking around now that the sun's coming up.
yeah. So I think I'm gonna stand nearby and wait for the captain of the guard to come out. And when he does, I'm just going to pick a fight with whoever's nearby.
Okay. Eventually, you see a man coming out. He's wearing scale mail armor. He's got a long sword at his side, a wooden shield strapped to his back,
Mhm.
and he has the hair cut in the shape of a mohawk, although
Okay.
it is not
Do I
gelled up at all.
cut in a mohawk?
Yeah, a short, like stubby
Yeah.
mohawk down the center.
All right. Who's the nearest person?
Aside from him, who's actually the nearest person to you right now, there seems to be a man pushing a wheelbarrow with some clay pots down the road.
All right. I run up to that man.
And
I'm like, you lying, cheating sack of shit. And I try and stagger like I'm drunk. And I run up to what was her name? What was it? And I throw a punch at him as soon as I come within
roll
range.
the hit.
7. So I swing and a miss.
All right. The
How
guy goes,
dare-
whoa, what the hell? Who the hell are
And
you?
And I keep shouting, who the hell am I? Your wife, how dare you? What was her name? And
Lady,
keep
I ain't
shouting.
never seen you in my life. And you feel a hand on your shoulder. I guess he needs to make a roll to hit. But yeah, 19. He puts a hand, you feel a hand on your shoulder, a big meaty hand. And
I am going to turn around and punch the captain of the guard.
roll the hit. With surprise, he's not expecting you to hit him.
Oh, damn.
Okay, so with surprise, that's a 22. You
it's
hit
like
him. You
super
crit the
crit.
captain of the guard, actually, with a punch.
Mm-hmm.
Give me
As I'm
2d2.
like, stay out of this. This is between me and my husband.
Give me a 2d2.
3 points of
He
damage.
fails his saving throw. Give me a d6 and a
D10.
d10.
Right in the kisser. For a 5. Holy shit.
Do you have your combat and tactics with you?
I do. Yeah, here we go. Looking at it now. Critical hit. Chapter 6 critical hit. This is pretty bad, actually. Like, also, I may have just like not KO'd this guy or something crazy. Bludgeoning versus humanoid. 10 is right in the head. 5 head struck, helm removed, victim stunned 1 round, -2 penalty to attack if the victim has no helm.
He has no helmet. So you basically like crack his nose.
He's stunned for a round.
So you smash him in the face, you break his nose, blood sprays everywhere.
So
he
stunned.
reels backwards.
All right, and I turn back to the guy that I was harassing first and like keep playing with that. He's my
He
husband. I pick
fucking
up one of
runs. He runs
Really?
down the street the other way.
smack. I say, get back here, you sack of shit. And I pick up one of the pots and smash it. And I'm like, I'm going to break every one of your pots. And hopefully the captain of the guard comes to at this point to arrest me.
Eventually he comes to, and he goes to grapple, or he just makes a punch at you.
So I probably smashed, like, I smash a pot and I shout back.
Natural fucking 20.
Are you serious? Wait, does he go to grapple me? Or
No,
to...
he goes to punch you. Fuck, which way is it? There we go.
What the hell? Punching a woman?
You broke his nose. Oh god. So he natural 20, captain of the guard. So that's like
I think I passed my save versus death. Yeah, definitely passed my save versus
your
death.
AC is 10, right? It's
10.
just 10.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so it's 1 away from being a triple crit. It's only a double crit. So that's 3d2 points of damage. You sure you passed your save?
Well, yeah. Hold on a second. Why would mine was an 18 plus surprise? Like I should have had a triple crit.
That's a
crit,
22,
right?
but he's wearing armor.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2, 4, 6 damage.
Max damage. Luckily, I have awesome HP. But
all right, so he cracks you in the face.
I like go down.
Okay.
You know, I still have 2 HP left, but I'm like, I scream and like start that skin cheating bastard, and I just like, crumple to my knees and start grumbling about how awful my husband is.
He grabs you by your collar and just starts dragging you down the street.
Where are you? Arrest my husband. He's a cheating sack of shit.
You need to calm down, or I'm going to give you a nice good kick in the ribs. And you get literally
My
just
face
dragged through
hurts.
the
Yeah,
streets the rest of the way until you get to the jail.
I go along with it. All right.
He brings you in, and you see a bunch of people get up and look at you. Look at him. He's got like this crooked nose and blood's dripping down.
Good morning.
It's not a good morning at all.
He's struck. What does struck do? I think he's got minus. I think he's got attack penalties for a long for.
For a couple of days, or maybe
Yeah.
like a week or two. But he'll get it fixed.
Yeah.
So he leads you down, drags you. I guess at this point he stands you up and says, "All right, you need to walk down now. You're heading to the jail cell to cool off for a couple of days."
Days. Shit. All right. So I
You
think
broke his
probably-
nose.
Yeah. He's until he gets a cure light wounds or he heals as if it were heals naturally as 2d6.
Give me a 2d6 roll.
5 days or 5 HP.
Yeah.
So basically 5 days.
I would let someone with a healing proficiency set his nose to also fix it, but
I don't
after
think
5
he's gonna
days,
let
it will heal enough that his nose is like permanently crooked. Hmm.
Yeah. Does
Okay.
that count as defeated in combat? I could have finished him right then and there if I'd wanted to.
I don't know about that, man.
He was stunned for a round. Draw his sword, slit his throat.
Yeah, I guess you could have. I don't call it defeat in combat, but I will definitely give you experience for role playing and for I mean, you
Yeah.
completed your objective to sneak into the
Yeah.
dungeon.
All right.
So you get
Hopefully the
locked.
jail is the same as the dungeon.
Same thing.
We'll see.
Same. As they say in Vietnam, same. With the hand waving motion, with the jazz
Mhm.
hands. You get dragged down to the dungeon, to the jail, and tossed in a cage. You notice that this particular section, there's actually quite a few cages. There's about a dozen of them. Most of them
Mhm.
are overcrowded. The one that you get tossed into is filled with women. It seems to be like the women's only section. And looking around, these do not look like murderers or brigands. These look like
Prostitutes.
well, no, prostitution's legal. These look like ladies that have maybe prostitutes who have maybe done something wrong. Not just like slept with someone, but done something wrong. You know, maybe
Mm-hmm.
who knows.
Okay.
But they immediately size you up and down, and one of them walks over to you as you get tossed in and goes, "Well, now."
How big is this cage?
8 by 8, and you share it with 5 other people.
Wow.
Yeah. She comes over and goes, "Well, now, and who might you be?"
Listen, bitch, I'm not in the mood.
Bitch, did you just call me? Did she
I'm gonna
just call me a bitch?
preemptively roll an attack.
Okay, roll it.
Or do you want is it surprise round or something?
Surprise round.
12. So I
16
just
for
I
surprise.
just like slap her.
You did. Yeah, is this like a slap or like a punch? Like doing damage or just like.
Yeah, I don't think versus the type of slap. That was a hit. It was probably like a
Right.
karate chop or something.
Give me
equally as
yourself a
effective.
D2.
Only one.
Okay. You hit her for 1. She turns back to face you and goes. Actually, at this point, let's just roll initiative.
6.
You go first. She got
Um,
wrecked.
I'll just prepare an action to attack her if she actually. I don't know how. I'll try and just grapple her, like get her in like a pin or some kind of
Give me a roll to hit.
arm bar or something to.
That's
12.
enough.
So
So
I
you
I think I immediately do damage, and then there's like a whole table. I don't know which unarmed combat rules you want to be using,
yeah.
and then we start doing like opposed strength checks for her to escape. So maybe do we immediately do an opposed strength check?
Here we go. Hold on, I've found the rules. I'm just looking for them. Punching and wrestling.
This is a wrestle. This is wrestling. You're using player's handbook rules.
Yeah. Table 58.
So I think then it's based on the die I rolled. What
Yeah.
that
So you
12
kidney
does.
punched her.
Oh, that's
Um,
wait, in wrestling?
no, no, because
Are you sure?
you made an attack roll. This wasn't a wrestle yet, was it?
This was a wrestle. So you
Okay.
can the wrestling is it's like you go to grapple.
All right. So then you actually
Basically.
threw her.
Okay.
Uh, you get a throw.
I don't get to pin. Do only certain attack rolls get you a pin?
Um, Asterisk moves marked with an asterisk are holds maintained from round to round unless they are broken. A hold is broken by a throw, a gouge, or the assistance of another person, or the successful use of a weapon. All wrestling moves inflict 1 point of damage plus strength bonus, while continued holds cause cumulatively 1 more point of damage for each round they are held. A
Wait.
headlock held for 6 rounds would inflict 21 points of damage total.
So you can't just declare that you get a hold. You have to get lucky and get the hold.
Yeah, I mean, you're wrestling. You're doing your best to do what you can.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Um,
So
so this was a. Oh, no, that was a 12 plus. No, that was nothing. It was just a flat 12, right? There was no surprise or anything in
yeah, there's no
the.
surprise on that.
So yeah, you throw her 5% KO.
Wait, are you sure you're not looking at? Wait,
Yeah,
is
a
there a
12
separate
to
table?
hit. If you go
That's the kidney
across,
punch.
but that's if it's an attack roll.
Oh,
You go to the
okay.
right side. Yeah.
It's a throw. Okay.
So give me a D100 to see if you knock her out.
Is that modified by anything?
Nope, just
Or is it just a
5%.
5? Ooh,
Oh, close, but
pretty
not quite.
good, but no.
So you come up and you just you sweep her legs out from underneath her while you toss her to the ground. She
Mhm.
collapses to the ground, whirls around, and tries to wrestle you or makes an attack back at you.
Mhm.
8 is a miss, and then we roll initiative for next
Does
round. The
does she
whole
get back
jail
up? Is
cell at this point is like hooting and shrieking. The other
ooh,
girls have backed
10.
off, and everybody's
Mhm.
watching this fight between the two of you.
All right.
All right, she goes first. Comes up. Ooh, 2 is a miss. Comes up to punch you in the face. Completely misses. Goes with her left hand because dual wielding.
Unarmed. Okay.
Yeah.
-4 to hit.
-4 to
Well, I'm
hit, which
I'm
means
ambidextrous. I should be double swinging,
she gives you a hook for 2 points of damage.
and I'm KO'd.
Oh
Oh
no,
wait,
the bludgeoning
was
damage.
was temporary?
Yeah, it's all temporary. All this stuff goes away after like
Okay.
10 minutes.
So then this bitch don't stand a chance.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm back at full,
hmm
or down to 6 now.
Yeah. Your call.
Mhm.
Your turn.
Okay. Oh, then I guess I'll start double swinging if that's a thing.
Do it.
So the first attack is a critical
Natural
miss.
1. Give me
Save
a
versus
saving throw
death.
versus death.
Fail.
A fail. So you miss her. Um, Not only like you overthrow your punch, and she steps around behind you and gets a free attack on you from behind, which is a miss. She
Okay.
gets an attack of
Okay.
opportunity. Yeah. But you manage to
Nice.
catch yourself on the jail cell, turn to face her.
And I throw with my offhand, all missing.
Oof. All right, initiative. There are shouts and jeers again.
8.
You go first.
Really?
Yeah, she rolled a
Right.
9.
Right hand is a miss. Left hand is a solid hit.
A glancing blow, actually.
Oh,
Literally a glancing blow.
yeah. Yeah.
Unless you were doing a wrestling, in which case it would be an elbow smash.
I thought I was trying. I think I'm wrestling because I was trying to get her pinned,
Okay.
but I guess I can't just declare a grapple. Yeah, I've got to like wrestle.
Yeah, how
So
do you
with the
determine...
wrestles, do you just do KO percentage? You don't do damage?
You do damage and KO percent. No, wrestle always does 1 point of damage plus
Okay.
the KO. Right? Punching occurs, no weapons are used. Wrestling requires both hands free, unencumbered by shields and the like. When punching
Oh
or
wait,
wrestling...
then I probably can't use dual wielding wrestling. That's probably punching.
When punching or wrestling, normal attack roll is made. Normal attack roll is made. The normal armor class... No, there's nothing that says you can only do 1 attack.
Okay.
But that doesn't make sense, because if you're doing like a bear hug, you don't get 2 attacks with the bear hug. Yeah, I think it should just be 1 if you're going to wrestle.
Okay, then let's say then I was throwing punches.
Okay.
Is there really no way to just declare a grapple attack?
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think in like combat tactics maybe. But...
Maybe. I don't
right.
have that book in front of me right now, though. All right, so then it was a
Glancing blow.
A glancing blow for 1 point of damage. Roll initiative again. No,
So I've
sorry,
got...
her attack.
Yeah.
She comes at you. Ooh, nice. with a 17. She kidney punches you for 1 point of damage, and then with her offhand, completely and wildly misses. Now we roll initiative.
6.
Okay.
The guards haven't broken this up yet?
No, they actually got first initiative this round. You hear the jingling of armor, and 2 guards come down and jab at you guys with the butts of spears through the cage and go, "Shut up! You're here for your crimes. Don't make me add more time to your sentence." The fight breaks up, and you and her go to opposite corners. It's not clear who the winner was, and it seems like the crowd is a little bit divided between their fan favorite and the new girl to have showed up.
I was going to win. I got more HP, most likely.
Well, what do you want to do?
And ambidextrous. I'm trapped in a tiny cage with 8 other girls. I'm going to try and figure out what I can about the brigand that was brought in at some point.
How would you like to go about doing that?
I'll ask one of the girls. So I hear did you see them drag in the bandit the other day?
Dragged him in tonight, kicking and screaming. Well,
Where'd they take him?
not much anymore. Oh, he's right across the way, she says, looking across the cage across the aisle from you.
I can actually, he's in the cage.
I mean, it's a pretty overcrowded cage. You look around for a moment trying to spot who it is, and then you see a guy in the back, blood-soaked rags, just kind of leaned against the wall. Probably asleep, maybe dead.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So I'm okay. Then I think I'll just wait out a little bit. I'm trying to think if I've got any spells I can pray for to that may be able to get me.
I actually have a complete spell list for you because someone else is a crusader, which is going to have the exact same spell list as a war cleric.
Okay. Cool.
Let's take a look. Oh, I already have all your spells. Here you go, Varissa. I have all your spells already listed out for you.
As me or
as Varissa for a war cleric? Yeah.
You probably just did that same thing, right?
5, 10, 15. Is that right? Only 15 spells? Let me double check that.
There's way more than 15.
5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 20 spells. Here, this is your list, actually, minus the weighty chest at the bottom.
Wendy Good?
Yeah. That's Jen's character.
Is it not Verissa's?
Varissa's missing 5 spells.
Oh, and this for some reason has 1 second level spell in it?
Yeah, that's because she's a crusader.
These spell lists are totally different.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, then I have no idea how you got your spell.
Actually, I think the Varissa spell list is just first level. Oh, wait, priest level 1. Oh, wait, possible. Okay, current spells is what I needed to click.
Yes.
Yeah, for some reason, we're missing a bunch of spells.
Yeah, I don't know why. I'll figure it out later.
Okay. Why does she have 1 second? Is light and load a class ability as the
crusader? As a crusader, you get light and load. You can use once per day. It's pretty great.
Oh, that is really good. I think I was going to be a crusader, but I didn't have the stats.
I was going to be a doctor, but I didn't have the patience.
Hardy har har har.
It's going to be a duck, but I couldn't foot the bill.
Magic stone. Well, I'm waiting it out and spending some time in prayer.
Okay.
Trying to. I mean, I need to rest actually, so if I can do that.
Well, yeah, the
That's
sun comes up. You can't see it down here, but you can hear the city getting louder above you.
Mm-hmm.
And you doze off to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Sometime later, you wake up, and the wounded guy is now on leaning against the front cage, looking towards you, like
Mm-hmm.
looking at you as you wake up.
Does he recognize me? Do I recognize him?
You might, I mean, maybe, I don't know. You saw a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
You might have seen him,
Mm-hmm.
but he seems to either know you or know something, but he's staring right at you.
Let's hold on a sec. I would have memorized spells as soon as I woke up if I could. Did I get a full 8 hours, or am I still in the middle of resting?
Yeah, you got a full 8 hours.
So I still don't know what I think I want. I'm going to do command, and I'll keep sanctuary.
Okay.
Right, command doesn't have any material components, I don't believe.
Nope.
No. Or does cause fear do more? That would just scare all the prisoners. All right. So I stare back. What's he doing?
He looks at you and goes, "Did you get caught?"
No.
He shuts up and looks away.
Mhm. How many guards do I see like patrolling the jail cells?
Zero.
0?
Zero. Looks like they just toss you down here and leave you.
Mm-hmm. But there is a lock on the gate, on the cage.
Yes, the cages are locked. Be very bad cages if they weren't.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be any way for me to bust on out of here that I can think of. I'll wait and see if a guard ever comes to throw anyone into my cage and plan to jump him.
A guard shows up half an hour later and starts extracting dishes that had dirty dishes from the cages. It appears that
Just the
when you were
one guard.
sleeping, uh, the prisoners were all fed and someone
Mm-hmm.
ate your food.
Whatever.
But guard comes by and collects dishes.
Does he have a weapon on him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and position. Does he eventually comes by our cage?
Yeah,
I will
your
like
cage is the
position
first
myself.
one that he attends.
Yeah, I'll position myself sort of by the side of the cage
Mm-hmm.
and attempt to. Actually, if I think I can just like slip out of the cage and shut the cage door behind me.
Oh no, like the
Oh,
plates are slid between the gates. He
oh,
doesn't
so he
actually
doesn't even
open the
like.
cages. No,
Well,
you got to
you
spend
can
more
YOLO
time in the
me.
joint, Ryan.
I got to spend more time in the joint.
Yeah, got to
All right,
watch
I'm
more
gonna bust.
prison movies.
All right. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna cast a command on him, and we'll see how this
What is
goes.
the command?
Keys, and stick my hand out through the gates, through the bars of the gate. Let's. I don't know. I don't know if that'll work, but we'll see. Creatures with an intelligence of 13 or more are entitled to a saving throw or 6 hit die. So roll his intelligence, or maybe he's a 6 hit die guard. So I think I just lock his gaze as he's collecting the plates. He meets my cruel blue eyes. Keys. And I stick a hand out between the bars.
I need to look at the
Oh,
word
I
of
know
the
what I should have
command.
said. Damn it. I guess I have to try again tomorrow.
The command
Unless you'll let me change my word right now.
No. The subject will obey to the best of his abilities only as long as the command is absolutely clear and unequivocal.
Yeah.
Thus, a command of suicide is ignored. A command to die causes the creature to fall into a faint. Back, halt, flee, run, stop, fall, go, leave, surrender, sleep, rest. Keys. Is that understandable? Is
No,
that
I thought of a better way to
unequivocal? I
say
don't
it,
think
but
so.
I can't do that quite yet.
Yeah. He looks at you and goes, "No, no, bad slut," and takes the plates and continues to move down the up and down the
Yeah.
corridor.
All right. I go back to sleep and memorize command again when I can.
Okay. He was very rude to you.
I know. I marked him in my book as getting his ass kicked if I
Yes.
get out of here.
You're not even a prostitute.
No,
You haven't even
I
had
guess
sex with
what?
anyone yet. It just
No.
assumes because you're a woman.
Yeah, it's very sexist.
It is. These are the times. Cool. The he leaves, all the girls in the cell giggle at you, and the one that you fought yesterday says, "Really? You thought asking for the keys was going to get him to let you out? I
I
think you're
ignore
stuck in
her and
here."
I go in like a trance in the corner.
Okay.
Like,
For how long?
go. I probably have to wait a full 24 hours to memorize spells again, right?
Yeah.
So I while away the day.
Okay.
I will keep an eye on the other cage and see what happens.
So the other girls get to talking, and they come up to you and go, "So what are you in here for?"
I broke the captain of the guard's nose.
Really? Why for? Did he stiff you? There's a set of giggles coming through at the word stiff.
Mm. No, just got between me and my man.
Hmm. Um,
I try to be as cold as I can and avoid conversation, but I don't know if that's going to work in this place.
okay. Uh, a few hours after you woke up and after they tried to feed you, or after they took the plates, you see three guards come back down. Um, two of them have spears, and the other one comes with keys in hand and starts to unlock the gate across from you. Spears are used to keep the other prisoners at bay while the guy with the key walks in and drags out your compatriot, your fellow brigand.
Mm-hmm. God damn it! All right, I sit there and watch.
Okay. He gets dragged out and dragged away.
Does he ever come
Um,
back?
he comes back, but it's 6 hours later and he is unconscious.
Is he alive?
Yes. He gets thrown into a cage and left there. He does not wake until after you get your 8 hours of sleep.
Okay.
Next day.
So I'll memorize my command again and wait for the guard to show up the next morning. Try again with a different keyword.
Okay. Guard shows up again
Uh,
eventually.
all right. So I position myself, hands on the bars again, and I look him square in the eyes and I say, "Unlock," and shake the cage. Roland, is it the same guard or a different guard?
Different guard. What's the intelligence that they need to be to saving throw?
13.
Oh, off by one. All right. No saving throw. His eyes lock with yours. Pulls out the key. Unlocks the gate.
All right. So I've got, so that's the, oh, yeah, that's like that round. And then it,
And then next round,
yeah,
initiative.
yeah, we'll see what happens.
Roll your initiative.
Um, I think let's go for my sanctuary. So let's see what that casting time is for. 6.
Okay, he goes first, and the gate's unlocked.
So I
Kind
think
of,
could I have stepped out of the gate on that
yeah, on that
round? I
same
mean,
round.
like a
Absolutely.
round. Yeah. So I'm out of the cage at
Yeah.
least. Yeah.
The gate's open. It's unlocked. He blinks in kind of like disbelief to what has just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Slams his weight into the cage to lock it or to shut it. Throws the key the other way. Takes it out and starts running up the stairs.
Running up the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Like running out of the prison. He flees.
The what? All right. He was okay. How far does he get? I mean, so I guess I already started casting a spell.
He
So I
gets
guess I
up the
might.
stairs and
So I guess I
through the
might as
door,
well.
but he leaves it wide open. It's a
All right. So
round.
I guess my sanctuary spell goes off because I had
Okay.
already declared it. So I guess we can figure it. So my silver mirror disappears. I present my holy symbol. I guess he's like running away as he watches this. So he's out of the room, right? So like, there's no chance of me like grabbing the keys from him.
No. Yeah, he's gone.
Shit. All right. I'll wait for how big is the jail upstairs? He left the door wide open, you said?
Yeah, I mean, he just bolts up the staircase because you're 20 feet underground. So there's this
Yeah.
long staircase that goes up, and above it is just the guard room. The guard room is pretty small. Outside of the guard room is a hallway that connects to a bunch of other buildings, and the hallway leads outside. So it's a pretty
Right.
quick exit if you can get past the guard room. When you came in, there were 3 guards there. You don't know whether this guy's one of them or if he's different.
All right. I'm going to run after him.
Okay, you bolt upstairs and you see him standing, trying to explain what happened to 2 other guards who are sitting playing cards and looking at him in like disbelief and confusion. And then they see you run up.
Did I burst in and I'm going to try and do I see the keys on him or nearby?
He's got them in his hand that he's like
All right,
gesturing with them.
I'm gonna as soon as I burst up there, I'm gonna try and if I try to snatch them, does that break sanctuary? I wouldn't consider that. So I'm gonna argue that is not a direct offensive action.
It is not a direct offensive action.
It isn't.
It is not.
So I can use non-attack spells or otherwise act in any way that does not violate the prohibition against offensive action.
That is not an offensive action.
So I can make a grab for the keys.
But if you critically fail and punch him in the face, that's an offensive action.
All right, 15.
Called
Probably
shot is still a hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you grab the keys. Give me an opposed strength check.
19.
That is better than his, although it's not above it's not a 21. So that's a fail on your strength check. So you grab the keys,
right? Oh, but he also fails. So we're like fighting over the keys.
Yeah. So you both have a hand on the keys, but neither of you have let go.
Mm-hmm.
Initiative. Now there's 3 of them.
4.
3.
No, I rolled a 4 on my
Oh, okay. Oh, including no, that's just a flat D10. What is your action?
I'm trying to get the keys, so
Right.
but probably +3 to make another opposed strength check.
Right. So one guy goes up and he goes to attack you. He needs to make a saving throw versus spell.
Yeah.
That's a fail.
So he forgets all about me.
He goes to attack and then what? How does he forget? I mean, I guess you're like you have these keys. So he goes to attack you and then just puts the spear down and sits back at the card table and looks at him.
Loses track and totally ignores the warded creature for the duration. So I think like the fact that he tried to attack me actually like makes it so that like he's like,
yeah,
probably is just kind of confused.
Sits back down and looks back at the cards on the table. The guy whose keys you're holding on to tries to rip them out of your hand. Please do opposed strength checks. Ooh, that's a fail on his part.
26.
All right, so he
tries
fails
to grab
rip
and
them
loses
out of your
grip.
hand. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
so
he doesn't lose. So you won. The defender won. So he cannot pull his hand off. He cannot take it out of your hands. He's got a hand on it. He can't rip it out of your hands. He failed the strength check.
But I don't get them. I'm going to have to pass again to get the keys.
Yes. And then you go with the other guy in the room who tries to spear
Sanctuary
you.
Last round. So this is the first round of Sanctuary, right? Yeah. But this is the second round of Sanctuary. So I cast it, I ran up, I grabbed the key. Okay, yeah. So I've only got like 1 round after this, I think.
So the other guy goes to stab you. That was a hit if he makes a save versus spell. He does make his save versus spell, and he stabs you.
Save.
He
rolled
rolled
like
a 20.
Fighter, it's like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. You take a whopping 6 points of damage from the spear as he guts you with it.
Fuck.
And give me an opposed strength check.
For what? You mean
I assume that's what you're doing this round.
I guess I just got stabbed, but shit. So I don't get them?
Nope, you do not get them. Initiative roll. One guy is playing cards. You are.
Does the Sanctuary, if they pass once, or does he have to roll every time he attacks me? I think every time he attacks me. Oh, and is unaffected by the casting of the spell. Shit. I'm done. I guess I'll roll initiative, but I think that's the end. I'm going back to jail. 5 + 3, so 8.
Okay, the guard that's holding the key tries to attack you with his other hand, fails his save,
So he forgets about me. Probably
So he
lets go
goes
of
to
the
punch
keys.
you, forgets about you, looks back at the guy with the spear, is like, dude, what are you doing with the spear? Um,
As he proceeds to stab me again. Roll the hit.
yeah, but at
Please
this point,
miss.
he's like, if he was pulling on the keys, he's like, dude, now his hand is like, he's holding the keys, but he's not like
Mhm,
struggling with them anymore.
mhm.
And then you go.
Doesn't the guy with the spear go?
No, he goes last.
He already rolled.
Yeah, he rolled initiative and went last. Yeah.
So do I have the key? So do I have to make another strength check to get the keys?
Yeah, it doesn't need to be opposed, it just needs to be successful.
Oh, critical.
Could have been opposed. Should have been
so I,
opposed.
so
All
I
right.
got the
You
keys.
yank the keys out of his hand, and he goes, "What? Huh?
Is there like a withdraw in this? There's no way to get away from this guy with. Wait, if I back up at half move down the stairs,
You
I
can make a
can.
withdraw action."
So I withdraw. I go down to the men's cell,
hmm
and I want to unlock it, but that may have to wait until next round.
Strength check, withdraw,
Like,
unlock.
do I have enough time to like lock the door behind, or like shut the door to the stairs behind me, or
You can
something
shut
like?
the door as you go down the stairs. That's
Do I
not.
shut and lock the door? Oh, it doesn't lock from the side, does it? It
I
locks
mean,
from the
the key
outside.
goes all the way through. Like it's a skeleton key. You
Okay.
can lock it from either side. Yeah, you can shut and lock the
So I'm
door.
going to shut and lock the door, and yeah,
Okay.
that's
You
probably the end of my
proceed
turn.
down the staircase.
So the guy with the spear comes up in initiative next.
He comes up in initiative, and you hear yelling, and he's yelling at his buddies. Guys, what do you do? How could you just let her go? Give me the. You don't have the keys. Who's got the? We got. Go get the second set of keys. How could you? Why are you playing fucking cards?
Sanctuary wears off at the end of that round, so the
I
guy's
thought no.
probably like,
Sanctuary is a duration of 3 rounds for you.
yeah. So
Oh
but
yeah,
the
yeah,
way
yeah.
it worked, like I think like it was I cast it, and that was my action that round. And like my first action, the next unless I like got a grab at the keys in the same round as I sanctuaried.
No.
I was assuming
No,
that
so
was the
you
next round.
sanctuaried. So the sanctuary goes from. I'm going to say the duration is from your initiative until your next initiative. So
Okay.
the
So I
first
think
round of sanctuary, nothing much happened. You ran upstairs. The next round, grabbed keys, tried to pull them out, failed. Yeah, yeah.
so there may be one more round. I don't know. Anyways, okay. Should I roll? Let's roll initiative. I guess
You sure roll initiative.
3.
Okay, take your actions.
So I think sanctuary is still affecting the guard, or it wears off this round, and the
Mhm.
guards will be like realize they just got bewitched, probably.
Probably.
I'm gonna run first to the man's cage. And I'm shouting as I go in there. All right, we're staging a breakout. Charge the guards! And I unlock the cage to the
Everyone comes to the
man.
gates and starts shaking them.
And I just go from cage to cage and start unleashing all the prisoners.
All right, it is a madhouse. All the prisoners come up to the gate.
The top gate is actually locked.
Mm-hmm.
Once I get all the cages, I'm just gonna. I assume they're gonna rush up the stairs and try and get out.
Oh yeah.
And then it's locked.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I finish unlocking the last cage, I'm gonna huck the keys to the top of
Okay, good, because you cannot make it back through that crowd.
Yeah.
It is like pressed tight.
How many? So you said there were like 6 girls, right?
There were, what did I say? A dozen cages. Each one is 8 by 8. And
There's a lot of prisoners for such a small town. I guess medieval horror land. Of
Oh
course,
yeah, and a lot of these are like drunks overnight. They're not all like murderers. So you huck the keys. There's probably a good 100 people down here, I would say.
Jesus. All right, and
no, that's not possible. Yeah, there's 100 people down here. So you huck the keys, and there's just clamoring and clattering, and then the gate opens, and then there's just like a tide pushing out.
Is our captured brigand amongst the?
No, he is sitting on the jail cell at the bottom, at the front.
Is he? You said he had gained consciousness by the time I memorized my spells, but he's just like not doing well.
Yeah. I mean, people are piling out. There's some people who are too afraid of the guards to leave. So they're staying in their cells.
I was going to try and grab this guy and make it out with the crowd. Okay. Is he unable to move of his own volition? Is he like?
He's sitting up the thing, and he goes, "Dude, help!
I like prop him up on a shoulder.
Okay, he puts an arm around you and starts to walk, but he's barely holding his own.
All right, I try to get in the midst of the crowd and stampede our way out of there as best I can.
Okay, you're going to be trailing at the very back of the crowd, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The crowd pushes out, and you manage to follow out of these guys a little bit slowly. You actually get kind of left behind by the crowd, but you make it out into the streets, and it's a fucking madhouse. There's people whooping and yelling, people being pushed over. There's fights happening. There's just like people being robbed and beaten up. Like
Yeah.
these
I'm gonna
prisoners have
slip.
just gone nuts.
I'm gonna slip down an alley when I can and
Hmm.
try to attend to this guy's wounds.
Okay. You open up his shirt and you actually see his belly has been like stitched shut very recently and very loosely.
As in, like they put something in there, or
Or
they.
like they just opened it up, did shit, and stitched it shut or something. Like his belly has been recently opened.
This is gonna be a project. Um, it's been a little long. What inn did they say
The armor class.
the armor class? Um, I look at him. I say, Will anyone recognize you as an outlaw? Like, have they? Is it safe to go to an inn?
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine at this point.
All right. I will put off like doing any healing proficiencies on him. I think I need like a table and God, maybe some divine intervention.
Maybe.
I'm gonna head towards the armor class.
Okay. You
Help him
make your
towards the
way
armor
to the armor
class.
class, and as you walk in, you immediately see your friend Brandon sitting across the hall, kind of keeping an eye on the door. And he sees you come in and gets up and walks over to you.
I say, we gotta get somewhere safe, quick. You got friends in this town?
Come upstairs. And he
Okay.
drags you, the two of you, upstairs um, into a room he's apparently got going for himself. He says, "Dude, how bad? How bad is he?"
Fucked. I say, I won't have any. I'll have to make do the old-fashioned way until tomorrow. I'm sort of afraid to look at what they've done to him.
He like pulls back the guy's shirt and sucks in his breath. Says, "Don't worry, man. We'll take care of you." Uh, Verissa, would you step outside with me for a moment?
I step outside.
He looks you in the face like he's dead.
What have they done?
They cut out his intestines. Literally removed his intestines. To there's no way he's gonna live. He's going to die unless you can regenerate his intestines or something like that.
Damn it. I was a day late.
Well, can't win them all. Do you know if they know the location of the camp?
We may want to ask him.
All right, let's go. And he walks in with you. He's like, "Hey, buddy. Hey, we've got a cleric coming. You'll be all right." So what did they ask you? And the guy on the bed says, "Ugh." They asked about who we were, how many we were, all of the normal information.
He's able to talk.
Barely.
Brave man.
Yeah. Did you tell him where the camp was? Did you tell him where our outpost was? And the guy, let's roll a d20. Let's see if you told him. He shakes his head. No, no, I didn't. But I had to give him something. They know that Falstat's the leader. They know that Holden's involved as well. The others they didn't seem to recognize names, so I started making them up. But they knew Falstat and Holden. I'm sorry, I betrayed the cause. And then he, gasps for breath and is pretty bad off. Brandon turns around to look at you and just kind of mouths.
I pull him aside.
Mhm.
I say, I think I'm not gifted enough to do anything for him. If I call for divine intervention, it'll just prolong his suffering.
He nods. And he pulls out a small dagger, a dirk, if you will, from the inside fold of his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And walks over to his friend and goes, and then just kind of like
I,
shoves the dagger in between his like the vertebrae at the back of his neck. And just goes.
I give him a kiss as he's dying.
Okay.
Hopefully, not getting shanked by a dagger.
All right. He dies.
Maybe this man's last vision will be my beautiful blue eyes coming towards him. The
I
kiss
think
of death.
those are the last vision. And I think that is the end of our episode. I think we're going to come back next week to find out what happens to Lady Verissa and the beleaguered men.
God, that was a harrowing end to a session.
I'm, for a session that had absolutely no planning, I'm very proud
You
of this one.
you didn't say this on stream, but pre-stream, you like had a lot of the sort of questions you don't want to hear from your DM. You started this. I don't even think you knew who my character was.
We were talking about the intro, and Ryan's like, "Oh, I watched the recap that Layla did because I forwarded it to Ryan, of course." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool," and I like start watching it myself, and it's talking about Malcolm. I'm like, "Malcolm, he's dead." And I'm like, "Ryan, this intro is all about Malcolm." He's like, "Yeah, it's the first round for Verissa." I'm like, "Oh, thank God! I was so worried. I didn't remember what happened last week. I didn't know what was going on." I'm really glad this is the start of the campaign because I was completely lost and had forgotten everything that had happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good session.
Good session. I'm pleased. Yeah, so now that my internet's working, we can play whenever you want. We can dice with death however often, whenever often. And if you
Well,
ever find yourself in a free weekend where maybe your ball and chain's not around, or you can loosen it for a bit, we could do a prolonged D&D episode whenever you're ready.
yeah, I think that's the plan. My schedule's still as the usual. Um, yeah, so we'll see. I think we'll probably just do a regular session sometime during the week next week.
Sounds perfect.
We may also do a stream where I put together my shenanigans character on stream,
That'd be exciting.
and we can, yeah. I mean, next weekend, let's see, next Sunday I have free, but that will be the shenanigans premiere, won't it?
The 26th?
Yeah.
It should be.
But we could do Dicing with Death shenanigans the same day.
We could
and
do it.
like a D&D. Oh, that would be like you staying up all night. We can see.
We'll figure it out. I could sleep all day and then stay up all night. It's not a problem.
Like,
I'm multi-talented.
but yeah.
Cool.
Now that the internet's stable, keep your eyes peeled for more Dicing with Death.
All right.
XP? You want to do XP now?
Oh yeah, let's do some experience. Okay. So,
I would have totally forgotten if it weren't for chat.
did you actually defeat anybody in combat?
Some 0th level fighters.
Who the hell did you defeat in combat?
We did raid the one wagon together.
Oh yeah.
I didn't actually. I mean, the
Okay,
bandits
let's
did
just
most
start
of
from
work.
the get-go. The first encounter that you had was with Pringle.
Yeah.
I think you did a pretty good job with Pringle. You didn't really accomplish much, but you met an important NPC that's a reoccurring character, and
I robbed him of his cart.
No. The first time you met Pringle.
Yeah. Okay.
You brokered a deal. I'll give you 50 experience for that. Moving on to you went to town. You went into the bar, started asking around questions, and then you had the deal intimidation thing with that guy. I'll give you another 50 experience for dealing with the bar and all that shit.
That was Zed.
Zed, you chased Zed, ran into Zed and Rich and them, and actually talked your way into joining their cause. We'll give you 100 for that. Then you had to rob the cart. We'll give you 75 for robbing the cart. Went back and talked to the people inside. It wasn't too hard. 25 experience for talking and doing all that shit and with Falstad. Normally, I just assume
usually
all
you're
this
just like,
stuff.
here, have this many hundreds of experience.
Well, normally I do this process in my head without
Yeah.
saying it out loud, but I figured it might be nice to see how it goes.
Educational for the viewers.
Yeah. Okay, so all that shit. Then you went with Falstad the next day,
No.
fought those guys, but you had to split that experience with them. You technically defeated 6 guards, split the experience 3 ways. It's the equivalent of defeating 2 guards. So I'll give you 50 more, 50 more experience for killing 2 guards, defeating those 2 shitty guards.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no,
Hmm.
that should be more experience than talking with the other dude. So I'll give you 75 for that. Then you sold the wagon. Then you came back and then you fucking robbed Pringle.
I didn't rob Pringle. I stepped
You
aside
robbed
as
Pringle.
Spells. I robbed Pringle. I'll make it up to him one day by helping him get his Philosopher's
Okay.
Stone, maybe. We'll
And
see.
then the whole getting jailed and all that
So
stuff.
I basically, I had an interest. The fight with the captain of the guard went as planned,
I'll give you 150 experience for getting jailed, and however you'd
and
manage
then
to do that.
according to chat, I defeated the girl in combat. They were
You
on
did
my
not
side.
defeat the girl in combat. Then the prison break was pretty cool.
So I think I defeated at least a couple guards single handedly with my clever use of spells. I don't know about
Yeah.
defeat.
Well, if you didn't defeat them with that, you
Avoided
defeated
combat.
them with a band
His
of
jailbreak.
prisoners. I'll give you 500 for prison breaking because that's a pretty intense thing to actually break 100 people out of prison.
Yeah, that went
Um,
about as well as I could have expected.
and
And I think
then a
that's
final 25 for
the
wrapping things
kiss of
up and
death.
killing. Yeah. So that is actually 1,150 experience. Well, it was a jam-packed episode.
1001. I got 1050. I must have missed something. I'll take the 1150.
Yep.
That's like crazy for a first session.
Well, it was jam-packed with all sorts of
Yeah.
adventure. You know?
Yep. Pretty close to leveling up.
Yeah.
350 away.
If you were a thief, you'd be 100 away and kicking yourself for not killing somebody.
Yeah.
All right.
right.
That's it. That's it. We're out. We'll see you guys later. And if Drago, if you're watching, make some YouTube VODs, please. If you're not, I'll PM you on Skype. Ryan, any last words?
No, thanks for watching. Glad to be back. Keep your eyes peeled for more Dicing with Death.
Remember, hugs not drugs and stay in school, kids. Bye-bye.